The Death Penalty Information Center, or DPIC, was established in 1990, when use of the death penalty was increasing. Its founders observed that conversations about capital punishment were often highly charged and polarizing, and they saw a need for an organization that would approach the topic not from a moral or philosophical position, but with empirical data and fact-based analysis. Since our founding, we have sought to provide those interested in the death penalty with information on the latest trends, studies, and research on issues related to capital punishment. DPIC is committed to devoting significant public relations resources towards shaping the death penalty debate by highlighting new voices, exposing relevant cases, explaining new research on systemic flaws, and publicizing developments on a national level, including state legislation, controversial cases, and exonerations. We are also committed to providing information to a growing number of users by expanding our social networking channels and developing new resources for emerging technologies such as our mobile app and our educational curriculum on iBooks. Our impartial, fact-based analysis of the death penalty is trusted by the media, legislators, educators, and other individuals interested in this issue. Because we do not take a moral stance on capital punishment or advocate for a particular legislative position, we are able to encourage broader coverage of the system's problems. We are also uniquely positioned to affect the public's perception of the death penalty through extensive national media campaigns. For instance, DPIC recently completed a major research poll that provided valuable insights into the public's views on the death penalty. The findings of this research have played an essential role in communication strategies around state legislation, notable cases, and other significant developments. Since its founding, DPIC has positioned itself as the foremost resource on capital punishment. We closely monitor death penalty-related events around the country, such as new death sentences, upcoming executions, legislative activity, new studies, and reports, in order to provide relevant and timely analysis of these developments. Because of our unique position as a key resource for the media and decision-makers in the U.S., DPIC can influence the analysis and identify the trends that often define the terms of the debate on this issue. The decline in the use of the death penalty in the U.S. over the past decade has been phenomenal. Death sentences and executions have dropped significantly. Fewer states employ the death penalty, and public support has markedly declined. DPIC will measure its success as more people become aware that the innocent are sometimes sentenced to death and that the system is often unfair. Additionally, we will track the extensive use of DPIC's information and analysis in all forms of media as a measure of our impact. In addition to our comprehensive website on the death penalty, DPIC also maintains 2 additional websites aimed at educating high school and college students on the death penalty. These educational curricula are used by social science and criminal justice educators around the country to explore many related issues such as race, mental illness, adequate representation, and the risks of wrongful executions. DPIC does not stake out a moral ground on the question of capital punishment. Rather, we focus on this issue from a policy perspective, asking, is the death penalty absolutely necessary to meet society's concerns for safety and punishment? And what are the social and financial costs of this policy? Recently, Philanthropedia rated DPIC as one of the top nonprofits in the country in the field of criminal justice. Our website was awarded 5 stars by the Multimedia Educational Resource for learning and online teaching. Our Innocence List is considered the authoritative database of death row exonerees and is widely cited by legislators, attorneys, educators, and journalists. We have prepared 2 reports for congressional committees, one on innocence and the other on race. Reports released by DPIC have received significant media coverage. Our most recent year-end report was covered by hundreds of media outlets, including the Associated Press, CNN, New York Times, NPR, and Reuters. The death penalty is a sensitive issue, evoking strong reactions from many perspectives. Hence, it is critically important that all of our information is accurate and properly sourced. We also must balance our efforts to expose the problems of the death penalty with an objective reporting of all relevant developments. A professional national public relations effort is expensive and time-consuming. With more resources, we could reach more people through more media outlets and social networks. DPIC would be able to provide media assistance to state organizations through direct trainings, exposing injustice of individual cases, and preparing materials for state work. In addition, we could expand our collection of multimedia resources, utilizing the latest technology to educate the public about the death penalty. DPIC could offer more resources and training to state-based organizations needing communications assistance. DPIC's expertise in media outreach and in creating educational resources could be valuable to state organizations seeking to raise awareness of the problems with the death penalty. In addition, we could begin to monitor death penalty trials in real time, collecting data on race, legal representation, geography, and outcomes. This information could be used to identify trends and to help the larger community become better informed about how capital punishment is being implemented across the country.